Which leads me to the last thought I want to share with you, and it's this: monitor how you respond to offenses and frustrations, because the quicker you are to these spaces, the more your ego shows up. So here's my challenge to you. My first challenge to you as we dive through each description of love and as we sit and look at these things in context. I want you to go through each day, and I want you to pay attention to the things that may offend you. I want you to pay attention to the conversations you have with others. I want you to pay attention to everything that happens in your day-to-day life and monitor what emotions fester up in you and causes offense. And what do you do with that offense? How do you handle that offense? Do you blow up on them? Do you hold it in? Do you use it as a weapon later on? Do you potentially go off on a tangent in social media circles about how you can't stand this and you can't stand that, and you're passively targeting somebody through your words? What do you do with your offenses? What do you do when somebody has annoyed you, maybe angered you? Monitor these things, because I guarantee you, because I've done it so many times, I found myself angry at a result that I didn't like, upset at something that I really wanted to happen, that it didn't happen, maybe in the time frame that it didn't happen. And what happened was I got so flustered and frustrated and sad and upset because something didn't happen the way I saw fit and the timing I saw fit. And it wasn't until I recognized how selfish I was being, at the fact that I wanted everything to go my way, that then I was able to remove myself out the center, really look objectively at what took place, and not be so fast to take offense to what took place, but rather be able to continuously understand that this isn't about me. This has nothing to do with me. And I'm still in a position to love them despite a result not going my way. And if we're really going to be effective, not just sharing the gospel with others, but living out the gospel message in our lives, loving at this capacity is hard, but it's a challenge we're going to have to take on. Scripture tells us that we ought to love our neighbors as ourselves. So the determining factor of the love we give should never be based on what somebody does or fails to do for us or to us. Rather, it should always be based and predicated not just on who God is and the love he's shown us. It's also based on the love we have for ourselves. And that will always determine the love we give to others, despite what's given to us. So how do we remain patient in this love? How do we remain being patient? It's being rooted in the principles and standards of the scriptures, wrapping our lives around who God is, and knowing, trusting, and believing that regardless of how somebody else loves me, whether it's they show it or they don't show it, I'm resting in knowing that God already loves me. God already chose me. God already values me. And there's not another love out in this life that could match the love that God has already given me. And it was proven through Jesus Christ on the cross. That is such a warm, healthy, comforting reality to know that I don't have to fight for the love of others, because I'm already more loved than I'll ever be. And I'll never be more loved than I am right now. This love does not create early exits. This love off rip that Paul describes to us is a love that is built through endurances. So when you think about bailing, when you think about leaving something prematurely because it's not happening the way you want it, because an inconvenience has showed up, I can't believe it's taking so long. I can't believe them. It's terrible. I want you to reflect on two things: the patience that God has revealed and has done and has shown in your own life. When the inconvenience shows up and you're ready to bail out of desperation, I think you have to ask yourself, do you really truly love this individual if all it took was an inconvenience for you to leave? And if you leave, dare I say, it may be possible that you never truly loved that person for who they were. And that's a hard reality to take in. Love is patient. Love is patient.